Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? I see we have one watching. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I will be keeping an eye on the chat with the iPad, as long as it'll continue working tonight. Alright, I think it is about time to go ahead and get started. Gonna assume you can hear me, since nobody's saying they can't. And so, let's go ahead and hit new game and see what happens.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that would skip everything. Well, truth be told, I have no idea what the fuck that was all about, and I doubt that I'm gonna know much more as this goes on. Okay, guess now we choose our character, the Bachelor. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of the invincible evil. Hello, kitty. Please don't jump on the soundproofing. I beg of you. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have from time to time wiped towns and cities off the map are undoubtedly among those. However, heart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to fight these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. Hi, Kira, what are you doing? Stop running into things. Pretty please. Okay, Horror Specs. This is the story of a person who has avoided the contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart, masterfully fulfilling his true purpose in the process. Yes, Kitty, I love you too, but now is not the time. Excuse you, I need that. And the Changeling, this character is only unlocked after you finish the Bachelor's or the Horror Specs storyline. Screw it, let's start with the Bachelor, why not?
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Jan and stays at her place till dawn.
This is supposed to be an HD update of a now 12-year-old game, I think. Which, as far as I can tell, not a whole lot of people know about. I know, Jim Sterling showed off this updated version last year, I think. And that was how it wound up on my radar. If Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. Alright. Day 1, by the end of which the Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. This is a game, from what I've read, where, you can screw up and people will die. Oh. Interesting. We can actually use the microscope. It would just go to bed and ignore the plight of the townsfolk. Rising. And maybe we shouldn't, though. We did sort of travel all the way here to help them. And find the door. There we go. Close the door. Don't want people invading our flat. It's not even our flat. That's just a lab. At the top of our flat. We loot all of the containers. Oh, hello. Lady.
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. No, I heard nothing. I think there are strangers in the backyard, by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. Why do you think they aren't planning anything foul? Why, hello there, Commander Left, and here I was wondering if anybody would show up in the chat. Our population is so thin, crime is basically non-existent, especially here in the Stone Yard. Sometimes there are pranks, of course. Fights happen occasionally. People are young here, so they often go out at night. We're a tight community, and now I hear unfamiliar speech. That's not a good sound. I'll go out and take a look, but I'm in a hurry. I must see this founding father of yours. Be willing to trade the company of a fascinated woman for that of a dreadful old man, even if he is a sorcerer? So sad. But Simon won't go anywhere. He is. He has always been. Will always be. Even if the moon were to fall to the ground. Please stay with me a little longer. Simon is a sorcerer? Did I hear you right? Is that the secret to his longevity? Are you in that much of a hurry? Do come round, the canes are asleep now. Take your knockabout coat off. Have a rest in my bed, let me warm your hands. So anxious to see Simon as though your life depends on it. My life, yes. Now that my laboratory is on the brink of destruction, my whole life's pursuit depends on that remarkable man. Even if he has really managed to live that long, then his tissues will help me defeat death. Hello again, kitty. What you doing? Death. So that is the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. My enemy is inevitability. I am challenging the forces of nature. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than a whim of the will that has shaped this world? That is the question. So where is the key to victory? It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible on Bridge Square. But could I please offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Simon has two younger brothers. The eldest of the two, Georgie, is called the judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the three is Victor. His daughter Maria also wanted to see you. Probably important. What if she knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Alright, thank you for the advice. Go, and I'll prepare everything for your return. You come back after you speak to the Canes. They'll probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on your guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. Maybe you shouldn't have promised that. So okay, what am I? Oh, this is just a map. Oh, okay, so I didn't really have a flat. This is just I'm sleeping in Eva's house. Eva Jan. Also, I should warn you, there is a possibility of me clicking outside of the game window and fucking everything up. So if that happens, I apologize. Things could go... Well, hello. Hi there. Halt. I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting. The time and the place. It's non-essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble upon the prompt box. That would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Speak. I'm listening. Time flies by. It can't be stopped or turned back. Nights follow days, which then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. And so it makes sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find the people that will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. As it has always been. Indeed. Still, it's best to avoid hasty judgment. The paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people. Don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. Why is that? This world cares for your reputation, a fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world, you see, for it is a mirror. Wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. Oh, need I describe? You've got vivid imagination. Everything changes, from mystical aspects to mundane things, like the people you need treating you badly, how many enemies you've got, how high the prices rise, how bad your dreams are. Sorry prospect. How do I maintain my reputation? Really? How's that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not betray. Do not steal, do not covet, do not be an asshole, do not get caught. The rules are the same everywhere, a truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. Really? Good for you, then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives. Don't put too much stock in another's words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. Yet he who trusts no one is deluded. I know that from experience. See, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. That, my cat has come to visit again. That, you can totally fuck things up. Hello there, mime person. Venerable Bachelor, please be so kind as to linger for a minute. Conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues, at least during the important ones. Our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play after all, don't you? What are you talking about, Masked Man? I'm neither a gambler nor an actor. Of course you aren't. You're a living, breathing man. As is evident from your conditions and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue. You suffer from pain, wounds, diseases. So lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest. And to make mistakes. The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, you have it checked up. Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I knew a person who died of stress but was diagnosed with starvation. It happens. I can testify to that as a doctor. You don't remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food. Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds, and only in private residences around here. I'm sorry, but that's just how our world is. Yes, the world is unjust. And quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Considering who I'm speaking to right now, and who I just spoke to, I'm kind of inclined to agree. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell similar items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. You can also barter with the folk on the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood? Yes, blood. Not my place to lecture you, but if, following your Hippocratic oath, you ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. You'll see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? Or when they're close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You will be seen as a benefactor willing to part with a precious sleeping draught or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Anything else? No. No, not yet. Show me the way to Simon's house. Turn left now, then walk along the alley. You'll see a cathedral and 3 mansions across Bridge Square. Simon lives in the one that is the closest to the river. Thank you. Hello, random NPC. Can I talk to you? This picture. Oh my god. That's mildly unnerving. My cat is trying to eat everything on my desk. Stop it. Why are you being so much trouble tonight, huh? Why are you trying to stop me from doing stuff? Silly girl. Good morals and luck are a great help in managing a small community without resorting to violence. Personal standing can work wonders. Off the desk. I like our town. We're all one big family. Sometimes I get the feeling that we're all controlled by an unseen power, our actions but fiction. It's quite possible. Okay, so, the creepy mime fellow told me to go this way. I don't like the barking. Is that a person? Is that maybe like a monk? I can't get in there to find out. I heard the creak. Did you hear the creaking? I heard the creaking. Creaking noise freaked me out. Just like the barking a minute ago. I have something. What? What is what? I have a scalpel. And protective gloves. Drugs, rations, other. What is this? I can't see it. I'm gonna guess that this is probably a doctor or an apothecary. Yes, it does look like something of a shop. That's a painkiller, and those are an outdated immunity booster, only useful in large doses that cause serious health damage. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, Commander Left, I'm not normally one to, ask people to subscribe if I can help it. Although I do like when people subscribe. But, you absolutely should. Oh my god. Is every NPC gonna have a creepy doll for a portrait? I don't like that. Anything I can do for you? I'd be much obliged if you help me learn how to get around your town. There's more than one town here. The first one is called the Bull Project. The second one, the offspring of the project, is the districts. I mean the residential part itself. Not so long ago, the town also dropped anchor across the river, but I wouldn't go so far as to call that part of District 2. It's just the polyhedron. What's inside of that polyhedron? Nothing really. Children like to play there, I guess. And they say it's perfectly empty, bare as the palm of your hand. What could there be inside such a monstrosity? I find it unbelievable that it's still standing at all. Never let my children enter the damn thing. I see. You've never actually been there yourself. Kids don't like it when grown-ups try to visit them in the polyhedron. Not like there's anything special in there. Why would anyone even want to climb that thing? Alright. By the way, why do you call your town the districts? Well, it just sort of came to be that way. The Gullet and the Guzzle, the Gorkon's tributaries, divide the town into 3 parts. Each of them consists of many separate courtyards, so maybe that's the reason. What are those parts? The lower part, adjacent to the abattoir, is called Earth. The one between the Gullet and the Guzzle we call the Knots. And the triangular promontory between the Guzzle and the Gorkon is the Stoneyard. That's intricate. What about the districts' names? Stoneyard consists of 2 districts, the Bridge Square and the Atrium, plus the Mistress's Tombs, of course. Earth has 4 residential districts, the Skinners, the Tanners, the Hindquarters, the Crude Sprawl, and in the middle... Something wrong? Just not sure you need any of this. The Knots have 7 districts, the Spleen, the Marrow, the Chine, the Backbone, the Mouth, the Flank, and the Gut. I suppose I need to go into further details. Surely the Canes will show you around. They are expecting you, after all. Now, how did you know that? How does he know the Canes are expecting me? Is that... what is this shape? Whatever it is that appears 3-dimensional is looming over me. Anybody else getting kind of... is that the... fuck was it? Was it the polyhedron? tetrahedron. Boy, I wish I would stop hovering over my taskbar. It's getting really inconvenient. I'm climbing this fucking thing. You know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. And this kitty may be a little too curious for her own good. What did I do? Everything froze for a second. I got a little panicked. Oh, I almost walked off the edge. Oh my god. That's not weird and foreboding at all. Oh good, I can save. Save. Because I feel like I'm gonna wind up throwing myself off this thing. Ruining everything. Well, I don't seem to be able to interact with anything up here. Try and go higher. I think this is the apex of the polyhedron. Wow, I fell like a foot and I hurt. Well, now I can't get back up, can I? Can I? Yeah, I'm alive. Granted, I am totally gonna throw myself off this thing. 'Cause that's what you do, isn't it? You find the tallest thing in a game and you throw yourself off of it for shits and giggles. Yep, here I go. Nice tumble. 10 points. Whoa, hello. Yep, I had read that that was a thing. That at the end of every day... Well, hello. Talk about furries. Yes, a man with a dog for a head. But yes, I had read that, like, at the end of every day, those guys will act out whatever's happened that day, any important events. I guess that does include me falling to my death. And now I know that, we don't want to fall so much as an inch. Because it does hurt. It brings the hurt. Okay, but we do need to find our way to the canes. We need to find our way to Maria. Do we have a map? We do have a map. Okay, cool. So we're actually walked right past it. So this is Simon's house. Maria should be in that one. Awesome. Apparently I found 2 more coins. Hello? Strange man entering your house. Judging your art. Hello? You don't look like a Maria.
What?
You're Victor. I was looking for Maria. The famous Dr. Dankovsky. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Daniil Dankovsky at yours. I foresee that things have come. I can see that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions. Games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. People you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please, take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I hope you'll be able to work in the atmosphere of mutual trust.
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic event.
I'm sorry, I thought I was looking for Simon. Georgie is waiting for you, my friend. He has news that you will find surprising. I ask only one thing. Don't be too quick to reject his request. What does he want from me? He'll explain it better himself. We put too many hopes in your arrival. The echo of these hopes has led him to offer you a rather intricate conundrum to solve. What is it? Not exactly in your line of work, and yet, if we are to believe a certain source which we deem quite trustworthy, it appears that you are the only person that can help our family. Reward will be fitting, of course. Alright, I'll speak to Georgie. Still looking for Maria, by the way. Where's your niece, is it? Sister? I can't even remember. Alright, that painting has a nipple. Great job. For the record, I'm not complaining. Now wow, I like that one. What is that, like Teenage Voldemort? It's gothic and slightly creepy and I like it. Which weird dude from Dishonored? There were kind of a lot of them. Was this not the house with Maria? I went to the wrong house. Hi, Kino. Careful, buddy. You're gonna fall off the desk. That's supposed to be Maria's house? Is there a front door? I found another coin. There is some oh, hello. That's a broken mirror. Swords! I really like the art in this game. I would definitely hang that on my wall. And that. Yes, the picture that appears to be of a murdered woman, I would hang on my wall. In the words of Tom York, I'm a creep. Hello, I assume you're Maria. You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. How is it that you know me? I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself, my desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. What else did you see in that dream? I'll tell you when I think I can trust you. I hope that happens soon.
The caprice of our temper is even more whimsical than that of fortune.
Well, that voice actress sounds bored. I have a lot to tell you, Bachelor Dankovsky, but I dare not, until you meet my Uncle Georgie. Otherwise, you'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. Strict morals your family has. They make much more sense than you might think. This is not a game, is it? For all that is holy, do speak to my uncle, and then come back to me. Otherwise, the excruciating anticipation will tear my heart to pieces. Alright, we cannot put your heart at stake, now can we?
The Saburov's wait is over.
Where's your uncle now? Close at hand, just next door. Go to the wing that's closer to the river. Its roof is shaped like a crown.
The caprice of...
Looking for Simon. I know, but you'll have to speak to Georgie instead. They're twins, so you won't be too disappointed. Okay, neat. How many broken mirrors in your house? Okay, said that he would be next door. Said that, like a crown. Also said closest to the river, so this should be the one to Georgie. Also, I feel like every time I say Georgie, I kind of say it a little bit like Tim Curry in the 1990 It miniseries. Got a little bit of a I don't know, would you call that like kind of a New Yorker thing going? Hey, Georgie. Man, speaking of accents, I'm never gonna stop calling this out because I think it's hilarious. If you haven't seen the movie Free Fire, there was a character in that who I don't know if he was actually supposed to have a Boston accent. But, like, for most of the film, he talked normally. But then, like, when he would call out to the character Gordon, it was always, Gordon. He'd speak normally, maybe even with a little bit of a southern accent. And then just all of a sudden, Gordon, get the car. Gordon. I know I already said it, but I really like all the art in this game. Except that one is a little too simple. Then again, I guess I've never really been one for portraits. Georgie?
Tell me what you want, and I will tell you who you are.
Just me, or does Georgie's portrait look a little bit like Donald Sutherland? Maybe a fuller face, though. Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You do not need to delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. Pardon me? We are also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing, and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I can't believe it. It cannot be! My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances. But for all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of our family. There are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Who was the visitor? Someone you know quite well. The man whom my brother saw last night was your colleague, Isidore Barak. I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted. That felt like... I'm not saying that the name can't be real, and I don't mean any offense to anybody who has that name, but with the KH at the end and my pronunciation, it felt a little like Klingon. Anyway. Was he not the very person to advise you to come here as well? Isidore has done more than he thinks. I have a lingering feeling that time itself is using uncontestable powers to further its own intentions. What do you think? Categories like time, nature, and fate deprive man of responsibility for what goes on around him. I was taught to avoid this worldview. Could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Really? Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. Tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. Doubly regrettable, not doubtly. That's not even a word, I think. Do you presume the Queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn? But why? To grant you victory over death. Was it not your ultimate aspiration? Help you, Simon seems to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. Went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. What did he do? It is of no importance to me what exactly he did. He took another leap for the stars and paid a terrible price for it. I repeat, he was murdered. The subject of importance here is the identity of the murderer. Everything has gone to rack and ruin. I wish I could take vengeance upon the person who ripped the life from this man. Do you wish to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. Indeed. Seems there are too many coincidences. Brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dankovsky. I will help you in every way I can. What does that even mean? The murder of some man I've never met is equal to the murder of me! I am convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. This mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. How do you plan to look for the murder? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. You literally said you don't blame me right before you said I blame you. Everything is your fault. You have my sympathy. Okay, apologies. This is where Victor lives, the youngest of the three Kane brothers. He can tell me more about Simon's manner of death. And Simon is dead. His brother Georgie is preparing to take the empty throne of the clan's leader. The Kanes are obsessed with the idea of finding the murderer. They don't seem to be driven by rancor, but rather by the desire to uncover a mystery. Okay. Okay, so now we meander. We go to visit Victor again, I suppose. In your house, judging your art again. Oh, I get it now. That's somebody standing on their head. In the fetal position. I gotcha. Couldn't figure out what the fuck that was supposed to be before.
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic event.
Georgie told me everything, which is to say he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So have you agreed to help us? I have. May I ask why? We share a tragedy. I want to exact vengeance upon the one that robbed me and my work of a future. When was Simon last seen? He sent Isidore home. Then an hour later, he came to his hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the Focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then in the morning, he was found dead. How was he found? Servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. I'm sorry, prescribed amount of time? Does that mean that we're just leaving him in there until your fasting is up? That seems like a bad idea. Decomposition could set in at any moment. I'm not a doctor, except I am a doctor. You suspect anyone? No, all I know is that Isidore was with him that evening. No one can enter the Focus against Simon's will. Well, perhaps a higher being could, but no one else. Could the murderer have already been waiting for Simon there? You have no concept of what the focus is. Entering it is like entering someone else's mind, or a drawn picture, if you will. It's impossible. Well, Simon did somehow, didn't he? He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. So how can I help you? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, Doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking to the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. So Isidore's the only lead. How can I find him? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. Fear it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I will be careful. This is where Isidore Burak lives. Why does that name trip me up for some reason? Isidore Burak. Why not? The man who had brought me to this remote place. He is the last person that saw Simon Kane alive. And so we toddle off. So where the buttons? Where the hell do I need to go? Oh. Okay, so that's across 2 rivers. Fair enough, I guess. We already talked to that guy, I think. Also, it's raining! Commander Left says that Victor is the killer. It wouldn't surprise me, you'd never know. Got more coins. Okay. I need to find a way down. Pardon me. I have seen images from this game. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Wait. There we go. Okay, I have seen images from this game that did make it look like there were enemies of sorts. Made it look like people would come after you. And this doesn't seem like the kind of game... Shut up, dog! Doesn't seem like the kind of game that... Music changed. I don't like it. Doesn't seem like the kind of game that treats combat very well. And I keep picking up coins everywhere, seems like. Check out this shop. I can stop getting stuck on things. Hey, weren't you selling stuff at the other place? Ah, kerosene. Oh, that's selling kerosene. I don't want to sell kerosene. A piece of stale bread, hard as a rock. Unlikely to be dangerous, but rumor has it that it can be. You know what? I don't have any particular reason for this. That is some damn expensive fish. Oh my god. 330. I almost said quid, but I don't actually know what the money in this game is actually called. Is that a kipper? Indicates there's still live fish in the river, which expires hope. Contains a lot of phosphorus and other useful nutrients. Some believe that that consumption of fish stimulates the brain significantly. Why, yes, they do. I can only buy the one fish. I will buy the fish and the vegetables. Did I buy the fish and the vegetables? I did not buy the fish and the vegetables. How do I buy the fish and the vegetables? There's some OK button that I can't see because of the way this is on my screen. And I click on you. How the fuck do I buy things? Game! Nope, can't drag. Right click takes it away, left click adds it to the sale. Hitting enter doesn't do it, hitting escape obviously doesn't do it, hitting E doesn't do it. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know what exactly it is, but it's a thing. I appear to have a message here from Isidore. M is the map, and... What the fuck? What is this? I have lights. I have a lamp. That's right. I just read about that. Ah. Oh, I am hungry and exhausted, looks like. Or is that low? That go up when I'm more or less hungry. The hard questions. You there. Sell me a fish. Sell me fish. Huh. Okay. That's a thing. Gift is crouch. U is for quests. E is use, but I don't... What the... I is inventory. That doesn't look creepy at all. What do you mean, over the... What? Button to the top right, over the X. What do you mean? You mean... Am I missing something? Do you see something I can't? Yes. There is a button there. I can't really see or reach because of this damn window mode thingy. Hang on. I'm gonna try to fix this. One way or another. Well, I think I fucked everything up. Well, it looks like I fucked up the game. I know it's still coming through fine on the screen, but the window has kind of relocated to the bottom of my screen. I can't do anything with it now. Fuck. Oh well. I guess that's the stream tonight, folks. Oh my god. I can't even save. Means I'm gonna have to do all this over again. Oh my god. This game doesn't have a windowed mode, by the way. Which... I had to fuck around with it, with the config file, to get it into a windowed mode so that OBS could pick it up. But I can't move the window without it just fucking plummeting to the bottom of the screen so I can't do anything with it. Well, at least we've gone about an hour, right? I think so. Yeah, we've gone about an hour. That's fine. So, I guess, since I broke the game now and can't really do anything, I guess I'm just gonna leave it here with us staring at this merchant for a minute. Thanks everybody for coming. I hope that you at least found it interesting. I know I definitely did. And, I'm sorry I broke it. I know it was kinda slow. Maybe I'll do more of this at another time. And maybe not break the game that time. Ah, jeez. Anyway, again, thanks everybody for coming. I hope it wasn't too boring. Wasn't too slow and confusing. I know I had a hard time keeping up with everything, but that's because I was kind of spacing in and out. There's just so much shit in these dialogue boxes. And my kitty is snoring. That's adorable. Anyway. So, for the dozenth time tonight, thank you for coming. If you like what you saw, I know I said I don't like asking you to do it, but please do subscribe. I do like having people subscribed and people who watch regularly. And who like what I do. At least to some degree. If you really like what I do, what you saw, if you like the way I trip over my fucking words, which I'm doing a lot of tonight, then, and you're feeling especially generous, I do have a Patreon. The link should be down in the description box there. It is patreon.com/EerieEmilie. $5 and up will get your name read off in a stream. So, big thanks to Jenna Bradford and Cubby Johnson for their contributions, for helping the channel out. Small channel though it may be. Invest in my Patreon so that the channel can grow and I can do more things and play more interesting games. Or probably more expensive and mainstream games. But anyway, yes, again, thank you all of you for coming, sticking around, no matter how long. You guys are the best. I lost my train of thought. Oh, goodness gravy, Goldberg, what a night. Anyway, gonna go ahead and cut it here. I hope you all have a fantastic night. I'll see you next time.